Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, there was a humble laborer who spent his days digging up soil, loading it onto his donkey, and then selling it to people in the nearby town. His life was simple and routine, but it allowed him to get by. He had no great ambitions or dreams of wealth. He was content with his work, even if it didn't bring him much more than enough to survive. One day, while digging in a particularly rocky part of the field, the laborer's shovel hit something hard. Curious, he cleared away the dirt, and to his surprise, he uncovered a large, shining stone. It glittered in the sunlight, a beautiful, flawless gem that seemed to radiate light. However, the laborer, not knowing the value of what he had found, simply tied the stone around his donkey's neck with a piece of rope and continued on with his work. As he made his way through the village, a wealthy merchant who ran a small but popular grocery shop happened to notice the sparkling stone hanging from the donkey's neck. The merchant was a man of great taste and knew the value of rare and beautiful things. He approached the laborer and, intrigued by the stone, asked, "What is that shining thing around your donkey's neck?" The laborer, in his usual laid-back manner, shrugged and replied, "Oh, it's just a shiny stone I found while digging. I thought it looked pretty, so I tied it there." The merchant, who was no fool, couldn't help but admire the stone. He had seen precious gems before, but this one was unusual. Its shine was unlike anything he had encountered. Without hesitation, he offered the laborer 50 rupees for the stone, thinking it would be a nice decoration for his shop. The laborer, unfamiliar with the stone's worth, agreed to the deal without a second thought. He took the money and handed over the stone, grateful for the extra 50 rupees in his pocket. The merchant, now proud of his new acquisition, hung the stone from the weighing scale in his shop. It caught the attention of everyone who entered, and customers marveled at its beauty. The merchant felt a sense of pride, knowing he owned something so unique, though he had no idea just how valuable the stone truly was. One day, a jeweler who specialized in rare and precious gems walked into the shop. When he saw the sparkling stone hanging on the scale, his eyes widened in disbelief. He instantly recognized it for what it was: priceless diamond, one of the finest he had ever seen. He quickly approached the merchant and asked, "Where did you get this? This isn't just a shiny stone. It's a diamond, a priceless one." The merchant, still unaware of its true value, replied casually, "Oh, I bought it from a laborer for just 50 rupees. He didn't know what it was either." The jeweler, now eager to own the diamond, asked, "Would you be willing to sell it to me?" The merchant, who had already purchased it for so little, saw an opportunity to make a profit. "If you want it, it'll cost you 100 rupees, he said confidently. But the jeweler, being somewhat stingy, countered, "I can offer you 80 rupees. Take it or leave it." The merchant, not willing to part with the diamond for any less than 100 rupees, refused. "I'll stick with my price. If you want it, pay 100 rupees, he insisted. The jeweler, frustrated but not willing to give up, told the merchant he would return the next day with 90 rupees, hoping the merchant would lower his price. The merchant agreed, but as the jeweler left, he felt a sense of satisfaction in knowing that he had set a firm price. That evening, as luck would have it, another jeweler passed through the village. His car had broken down, and he stopped at the merchant's shop for a rest. When he saw the diamond hanging from the scale, he immediately offered the merchant 100 rupees and bought the diamond without hesitation. The merchant, delighted by the quick sale, handed over the gem, completely unaware of just how much money he had just earned from it. The next day, the first jeweler returned, hoping to buy the diamond at the agreed-upon price of 90 rupees. However, when he saw that the diamond was no longer hanging from the scale, he grew curious. He asked the merchant what happened to the stone. The merchant, without a hint of regret, replied, "Oh, another gentleman came by last evening and bought it for 100 rupees. He didn't hesitate to pay the full price." The jeweler's face turned red with anger. "What? You sold it for 100 rupees?" he exclaimed. "That wasn't just a shiny stone. It was a priceless diamond. You sold it for only 100 rupees. The merchant, who had no idea of the diamond's worth, laughed and said, "I didn't know it was priceless, but you did. And yet, you argued over 20 rupees, while I sold it for 100 without hesitation. The real fool is not me, but you because you lost a priceless diamond over a small difference in price." The jeweler, now feeling deeply regretful, realized his mistake. If only he had acted swiftly and confidently when the opportunity arose, he could have acquired the diamond for himself and made a fortune. But instead, he had hesitated, and in doing so, had lost the chance forever. This story teaches us 3 valuable lessons. Don't be stingy in every situation. Sometimes, being overly cautious can cause you to miss out on something truly valuable. If you're too focused on saving a small amount, you might lose the chance to gain something much greater. Seize the opportunity when it presents itself. Life doesn't wait for you to think things over for too long. Opportunities are fleeting, and if you don't act when the moment is right, you might find that they slip away forever. Timing is everything. Procrastination can cost you more than you think. Don't delay your actions, and don't put off what needs to be done today. Waiting for a better moment can often mean losing everything. The laborer, the merchant, and the jeweler all learned valuable lessons about timing, value, and decision-making. In the end, it wasn't the laborer who was the fool, but the jeweler who let a priceless opportunity slip through his fingers over a few rupees.